Oh, instantly. It was gabapentin, 100 milligrams, 3 or 4 times a day. It wasn't doing anything for him except for making him sleep, which is not really the kind of dog that he is. So the vet said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I did tell you I was going to try some CBD that I get from my Florida Green." And he said, "It's working." He's like, "This is amazing." Well, my name is Heather, and this is Marley. And Marley is a Dachshund Terrier mix. He is 11 years old, and I rescued him at 6 weeks old.
So can you take us back to that moment and just kind of describe what you saw and how you felt?
I felt fear, and I cried instantly when I heard a yipe. Marley was coming in the house, and he was running, and he must have slid on the tile. And that's when I heard a big yipe on this leg. And what happened is he picked that leg up, and he never walked on it until the next morning. I had to take him to the vet, and they thought he actually broke his ankle or his foot. But the more I was talking with him and working with him, because I actually had to pick him up to go to the bathroom every time, I noticed that there was like a crack. And what really happened is that his patella and his tibia on his left knee broke.
When that happened, when you went to the vet, what did the vet prescribe to him to help him with that situation?
Oh, instantly. It was gabapentin, 100 milligrams, 3 or 4 times a day. And there was some other medicine that they gave him that it was just making him like pass out. It wasn't doing anything for him except for making him sleep, which is not really the kind of dog that he is.
So when you was prescribed all those medications, were you concerned about any of the side effects that could happen?
Oh, definitely. The side effects that I was concerned about was overall, having issues, him not being able to like physically walk right because of the medication, and his nerves himself, where was my main concern, because I know what that medicine does to your body as a person. So I can only imagine what it was doing to him.
So what made you turn to CBD? What made you think about CBD for Marley?
CBD, I love CBD. It's actually one of my favorites. I take it as a patient, and I know the amazing benefits that it gives me, so why not give it to Marley? So I did a little research. I remembered someone using it on their dog, and I wanted to do a little research on that to make sure I was correct. And then I called my Florida Green and asked if they had that CBD tincture, which they did. And I came over in about 15 minutes and picked it up, gave Marley some, and that night was amazing. He actually put his foot down for the first time, and I never gave him the gabapentin again. I actually doubled up on the CBD. I didn't give it to him and the gabapentin until the day of his actual surgery.
Tell us about, let's say the first day, so the first day sounds like you had results. What about after like day 3? What did day 3 look like?
The results were in an hour. And that is even more amazing because I was picking him up constantly to take him outside or even just take him outside to get some sun, not just necessarily use the restroom. And by the second day, I would say, of using the CBD, he was actually walking himself. Even though he still had the broken tibia and the patella, he was still able to put some type of weight on it where he was able to go to the bathroom, which was helpful for me because picking him up all the time was not always the best thing. I've had 2 neck surgeries, so that's not good for someone like me picking up a 26-pound dog.
So how long did the vet say it would take for him to start walking at all again?
They said 5 days, maybe 7. Walking, that was after the surgery. But after the surgery, he actually was walking in 2. The first day, I basically sat with him and gave him all the love that he could possibly need to heal, just like a human would when they have surgery. And I gave him his medicine, which was CBD. And he did not take gabapentin after the first day, which was the IV one that they gave him. And he was walking. I mean, it was like super cool. It was just a super cool thing to see. My dog, Marley, has been running and jumping and playing for 10 years. And next thing you know, he's just laying there and can't do anything. And then this CBD was brought into both of our lives. And then I brought it into his life, and he's just a completely different dog. I mean, here he is sitting on my lap 10 weeks after a surgery, and he's not complaining, he's not crying, and has always had his CBD today.
That's amazing. So tell us about the reaction from your vet and how quickly you recovered. What did the vet say?
Well, the first time I told the vet after the 2-week post-op, they were really surprised because there's a special thing that they have to do, which is like a toe heel touch for the dog. And people are at a certain degree, and he was like almost at 100%. And that was just 2 weeks after the surgery. So the vet said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I did tell you I was going to try some CBD that I get from my Florida Green." And he said, "It's working." He's like, "This is amazing." And I was like, "Okay, well, we'll see you at our 8-week post-op." And so 8-week post-op and the whole office. He said he is healing so good that he is so impressed with the results. So I don't know. I've watched it, so I know it's true.
What would you tell someone else who might be considering CBD for their pet because of maybe an injury they've had or a surgery they've had? What would you tell somebody else that may be in a similar situation?
Well, I would think that anybody that is looking to change their life and their dog's life, CBD is definitely a part of a regimen that you definitely need. You don't realize that all the things that you do in the world or previously, drinking, smoking, whatever it may be, this kind of like re-jolts your nerves and all your body parts. It just brings you back to life again. So he can, jump already, which he's not supposed to, but these are things that they're telling me was not going to be done in 6 months. So the arthritis is getting better. I mean, there's just so many benefits. He's not got any inflammation. He doesn't have any side effects of like passing out, He's excited. He likes to go on car rides again, golf cart rides. This guy's dragging me down the street for walks now. So, I mean, why would you not want to give something that works, one, for you as a person, but is able to work for your dog?
So it's like you have your medical card.
Yes.
And
which I got here at my Florida Green, probably 4 or 5 years ago. I think right when it came out. So what, 7 years? Yeah, 7 years. So yeah, I've been a one, right away.
What would you say to people that are a bit marijuana hesitant to get relief?
Well, first of all, I tell you to stop living in a box. And why don't you come and educate yourself? Because if you don't educate yourself, you're not going to know anything. So for people who think they do know everything and they have no knowledge of actually what the benefits are happening to people, then they need to stop by and take a look and maybe just educate yourself. You've got, 20 minutes that you can talk bad about something. Why don't you give 20 minutes to actually learning and educating yourself on something?
Any final thoughts for anyone that might be kind of going down this road and just not understanding what this is?
Call Marley. See what he's doing in 10 years. He's got a lifespan of 16 and he acts like he's 4. A lot of that is from CBD too. I've also seen so many benefits from his teeth and his smile and his kisses. So, I mean, your dog's going to love you more. I'm just so excited that he's so much better. And I'm just happy that there was a place for me to take him. And it wasn't $5,000-$6,000. It was just, $30 and a month full supply of happiness.